Hey, how's it going? Troy here with Big BB LLC. As you see, I'm sitting down, not out of the rage today, so it kind of means that we've got other stuff to talk about other than test firing and guns and stuff. So here's the deal. The Consolidated Appropriations Act that passed in March of 2022 had some extra pork in it that nobody caught. And so the FFL community has received an email yesterday notifying us of the changes that are about to be taking place in September. All right. So the email basically says that there's going to be some extra stuff that we have to do in any case of denials and delays. All right. So if anyone doesn't know, when I run a background check on somebody, there's only three statuses I can get. Four if you want to count open, but we'll concentrate on three. Proceed, which means the dude's good, give him the gun. Delay, which means we can't tell if he's good or not. Give us some time to figure it out. And then a denial, which means this dude's prohibited person. Do not sell that gun to this guy. All right. So the pork in this was the Knicks Denial Act. And basically what it means is in order for me to receive an answer from the NICS system, I'm going to have to put in I'm going to have to put in this person's personal information. I got to put their address in and all that stuff and then send it to them. And then I'm going to get a reply back of whether he's good or not. All right. So here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to actually show you the email itself. I'll, go through it. And then what I'll do is I'll go over to the actual bill and talk about that. So here we go here. Share that. All right. So this is the email itself, right? So the Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2022 contained Section 1101, which is the Knicks Denial Notification Act of 2022. The act requires the Attorney General to report background check denials to the state authorities. So that means that when you get a deny, your information will now be used and given directly to your local law enforcement. The NICS system here is to report all denied transactions to local law enforcement within 24 hours beginning October 1. The NICS section plans to implement this change September 26th. So September 26th is your magic date here, right? That's when the system is going to update, but the requirement of the 24-hour law enforcement notification starts 1 October. Denial notification will include time and date of the denial, the reason for the denial, which we don't even get. We don't know why people get denied. They don't tell us that. All they tell us is they're denied, and the only thing that we can do is hand them a denial card and tell them to take it up with the FBI. The location of the federal firearms licensee, so they're going to give them my location as well. So they know where I'm at. They know where you're at. They know what time you tried to buy it. And the identity of the person. So they're going to know who you are, where I am, and the reason it was denied. All right. Now, if you get a denial, there's two reasons you're going to get a denial. One, it's a mistake. And that actually happens more often than you think. Two, you're a prohibited person. You shouldn't be buying a gun anyway. You're a felon, violent offender, something, right? You're not allowed to even possess or own a gun. You're a prohibited person. In which case, I really don't have an issue with, law enforcement being tagged to come get you or whatever. But if the person got denied and there was never a gun transfer in the first place, is there really a crime that was committed? Maybe attempted, but there wasn't an actual crime carried out. So and I'll get into this more. I've actually gotten experience with denial. And I'll tell you some more about this later. So I'll just get through the boring stuff here. So the next section right here is working diligently, developing the tools notification possible. Will be required to provide. So the next section, working developing tools to make this as seamless as possible, to make the necessary notifications. All FFLs, people like me, will be required to provide the buyer's complete address as recorded on the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearm, and Explosive Form 4473. That neat little form that you fill out to buy your gun. I have to put all that information in there now. For FFLs who initiate a check by contacting NICS, the address will be required if the customer receives a delay or a denial status. All right. Now keep that in mind when we go and read the actual bill. All right. Now the reasons for a delay, like I said, I've only had 2 delays in the 4 years that I've been operating, and usually they come back, proceed. I've only had 1 delay turn into a denial. In 4 years that I've been doing this, I have 3 delays, 2 proceeds, 1 denial. The information will be required before the status is provided by the NCCC. All right. So in order for me, it's saying right here, when you get a delayed or denied response, in order for me to get that response, I must first put in your information, your address, who you are, where I am, right? All that's going to be shot out there. And I got to put that in there before I even get notified if you're good or not. Like I said, that don't sound right to me. Denials is one thing, but delays, that's a whole different ball game. Delays is a ball. I mean, there's many reasons people get delayed. The system is overloaded, causes delays. You have a common last name like Johnson or Smith. There's a lot of you to go through, so they need time to research it. That causes a delay. I mean, there's multiple reasons why people get delays, and none of those actually mean you're a prohibited person. It just means that they need more time to do their job. But now, if you're one of those people, all your information is portrayed and the federal government has it. And if you don't think they're creating a registry, then you trust them more than I do. All right, so this right here that I just clicked on, this is the Consolidated Appropriations Act, right? This is the one that passed last March. And I got this little thing highlighted. This is called related bills, all right? So this is all the pork that goes in it that Democrats don't believe that the other Democrats are trying to fucking put stuff in there and, you know, move on with their bank accounts. But 39 of them, right? 39. And the one we are worried about is this one right here, the Knicks Denial Notification Act. So if you click on that guy right here, it brings you up to this guy. Here's your Knicks Denial Notification Act. This is the one that passed. To provide the reporting to the state and local law enforcement authorities of cases in which a national instant criminal background check system indicates that a firearm has been sought to be acquired by a prohibited person, so that authorities may pursue criminal charges under state law, and to ensure that the Department of Justice to Congress on prosecutions secured against prohibited person who attempt to acquire firearms. Basically means if you attempted to buy a firearm and you're a prohibited person, you will be prosecuted by your state, whatever state you reside in, right? But if you read this entire bill, under no circumstance, none, report is made with the subsection, if the report is made within 24 hours after the provision of notice described in the subsection, except the making of the report may be delayed for so long as is necessary to avoid compromising an ongoing investigation. So no, none there, none there, none here, 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 none here. Nowhere in this act does it actually say that a delay constitutes providing any information to your local law enforcement as they are planning to do according to the email that was sent to every FFL. So there we go with the ATF and the FBI overstepping their boundaries again, reading into this where there is nothing to read into. Like it literally says nothing about delays. All right. So let me go ahead and stop screen sharing this here. Stop sharing. So what does this mean going forward? All right. It means that if you try to buy a gun from me and you get delayed or denied, I have to provide them with all the information that you put on the form 4473. I actually have one right here. Hold on one second. Yep, I have one right here. This little form right here, which is marred up because of my damn screen thing. So this form right here, right? The one that you fill out with your address and everything. This information never used to go to the ATF, or I'm sorry, the FBI. The FBI is the one that does the background check. The ATF is the one that requires this form. In the past, the two didn't really talk that well. So this form right now is now being used to notify the FBI of all your information that they never used to get before because this was the ATF's information. The background check system itself never required it. But now if you get delayed or denied, all your information is going to go to the FBI, right? The how do you prevent this? One is you can't. It's done. But there are steps that you can take to ensure instant proceeds. And we could talk about that here in a minute. One is if you know you're a person that's constantly delayed for one reason or another, you can actually get with the NICS department of the FBI and get a UPIN, a unique personal identification number. Those actually speed up the process. The UPIN basically tells the FBI, hey, this dude has already contacted us. We already know he's good. And they kind of fast track those through the system. So if you're somebody who's used to getting delayed, I would go ahead and start doing that. The other thing you can do, because I'm here in Mississippi, you can use your concealed carry to bypass the background check. You use your concealed carry in lieu of a background check. If you don't have a concealed carry, I recommend getting one because the concealed carry is issued to you by your state. Has nothing to do with the federal law enforcement, FBI or ATF. Your concealed carry is issued by the state, and it is recognized for us in Mississippi to use that in lieu of background check. So I don't even have to initiate a background check as long as you have a concealed carry. All I have to do, check this little box up here, fill in the information. Once I fill this thing out, it goes in my little file and no one ever sees it. No background check has ever been initiated. No one ever knows, right? So there's the two ways right there that you can smooth through the system without having to provide or having me provide all your information. Get a UPIN or get a concealed carry. Or if you don't care either way and you don't care that I have to input all your information into the FBI system, then again, you have a little more trust in the government than I do. Hell, I have I have an FFL with an SOT, and I have a military retirement coming to me. They already know where I live, so I'm not worried about it. But for a lot of people, a lot of my customers, I know one of the reasons I don't sell as many suppressors as I do is they don't want to give the government any more information than they already got. Every time you buy a gun, it's going to happen now, all right? Here's how little trust I have in the government. I foresee this happening. I hope I'm wrong, but if I'm not, I'll be here saying I told you so. In 4 years, here's what I told you. I've received 3 delays. 2 resulted in proceeds. 1 resulted in a denial. I've done hundreds of transfers, right? 3 that I've had delayed. 2 went to proceed. 1 went to deny. What I foresee happening is the exact opposite now. Very little proceeds, everyone getting delayed just so they could get the rest of your information. I can't prove that, but you can't prove me wrong either. And like I said, it's the federal government, so I don't believe they really care about your safety, and I don't believe they are really after your best interest. So my advice to you is get your concealed carry or get your UPIN if you plan on continuing to buy guns. Or while it's still legal, you could get them as private sales. But they're trying to crack down on those too, so get them while you can. All right, I think I've rambled on enough here. I will put the links to those 2 bills in the comment section. If you have any questions whatsoever, if I'm not clear enough on something, or if I misread something or misspoke, or you don't agree with my opinion even, because everything I said at the end right here about them not proceeding anymore, that's an opinion. Nothing in there's proven in fact, because nothing is actually starting until 26 September. So we're going to see. Like I said, so that's an opinion. That's my prediction, for lack of a better term. Right. So if you have any other questions, something I didn't cover, something that's clear as mud, let me know and I'll try to clear it up for you. All right. Shoot straight, have a good time, stay alive. It's getting harder and harder every day to be a gun owner.